Welcome to our next MBM Weekly Training Booster. We're at number 7. Today we're going to be talking about the Grow coaching model and how to use the Grow coaching model. So Darren, I've got, and as I've said before in previous videos, I've got issues. Another one that I've identified is my inability to manage time. So you said you'll kindly sit down with me, use something called Grow to make me better. Can you give us an overview of what this Grow thing is you keep pushing at me?
I can. There are a number of coaching models out there, like Oscar, Grow, a bunch of others. The one I really want to focus on, because it's the most popular, is GROW, the 4 stages of Grow. It was designed by a guy called Sir John Whitmore, who was originally a racing driver. Not many people know that. And he came up with this 4-stage model for helping someone to coach someone else. G is for goal. Where do I want to get to? R is for reality, where am I right now? O is for options, what things could I do? And way forward is basically choosing the options of what I'm going to go and do.
Brilliant. So if we decide that I do need to resolve my time management issues, how would you be using each of those stages with me to help unlock this?
So the first question we'd ask are around the first stage, which is goal. So one of my questions would be, where do you ultimately want to get to on your time management? And you might say, where I want to get to, Darren, is, what just that?
Finishing on time more often, being able to prioritize my workload because I tend to work on all the wrong stuff at the wrong times. And ultimately maybe to try and manage my own stress because I'm just incredibly busy, which affects me because I've got a job.
And they would be great answers, because I would then follow up that with some subsequent questions to try and get you to define that goal. What does it look like when you're there? How are you feeling? What does it look like? What does it smell like? How euphoric would that be?
Good stuff. All right, so once we've got our goal, we know what we're aiming for. We can then move into our reality stage of trying to figure out maybe what's not working so well right now. Is that right?
It could be. So we've got a bit over here. Where does Andy want to get to on time management? We're now trying to establish how far is he away. That's his reality. So I might say to you, considering your goal, how would you compare that to your reality? If this is 9 out of 10, what score would you give yourself now?
And I guess flushing out with a number of different questions coming at it from multiple different angles just helps that with what I would class as that kind of conscious incompetence. I now know what I didn't think I knew before. And all with a view to help understand that differential between where I want to get to and actually the real reality of where I am now. That then moves us into our options. And again, we're looking to explore things that can help solve it, I guess.
They are. So again, Grow and coaching is all about the answers are within you. All I'm trying to do is ask you the right questions to pull it out of your head. What I'm not doing is giving you the answers, because we move into more mentoring, which is very different. This is all about, I should be able to coach you to do anything as a coach. I don't need to be a subject matter expert. So I might say to you, what have you tried before? What's worked? What hasn't worked? What have other people done that you've seen work? What things float your boat? Do books float your boat? Videos, online training? And I'm trying to prod and poke your brain till you go, oh, it's these things over here I quite like to do.
Good stuff. So that develops or creates a bunch of options for us, which then allows us to move forward into that way forward, that wrap up part of the model. Well, what does that look like?
So that might be me saying to you, when you think about those 3 things that you've chosen to do, it might be an online training course, I'll have some coaching from someone else, and I'll go and do 3 activities. I might say, well, which one of those isn't going to work for you? And I'm trying to poke and prod to look to the future to see, well, where's Andy going to fall over? Because I'm trying to look forward ahead through you to see what might and might not work.
I guess following this, for me, the Grow coaching model very much a cycle, one that often kind of recycles, but allows us to kind of close that circle and move us forward to create a plan to help achieve that goal.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Right.
So they're the 4 stages of the Grow model. A lot of people don't want to coach because they just want to tell. But actually, the difference in coaching is you're much more likely to do it because it's come from within you, rather than me just say, Andy, go and read that frog book.
Exactly. People have an emotional connection to the things that they help create. And if they then help creating their own plan, their own training, their own development, then they're in a really strong place. So what's one top tip if, and it's a very leading question, if people are and want to embrace the grow model, what suggestion have you got to help them take that on board?
Well, I've got a pitfall that people fall into, then a solution. The pitfall most people fall into is they talk too much as a coach. So my top tip is 80-20. Make sure as a coach, you're only talking for about 20% of the time. Come up with cracking big open questions and almost watch your coaching in the nicest possible way, squirm a little looking for the answers. That would be my top tip. My second one would be to buy our coaching cards. We now have 17 decks of coaching cards. They look like playing cards. There's about 100 a deck. They're only about £7.50, and they enable amateur coaches to become more professional coaches.
So let's put a link to all those coaching decks in there. I know there's one specifically around grow. There's also an advanced grow deck as well. Prompt example questions across a number of different subject matters to help people to help unlock the potential in both themselves and others that are around them. Good stuff. All right. Thank you, Darren. That was our weekly training booster for this week. I'm not going to retake that because we've been here for too long already. That was how to use the Grow coaching model. Thank you.
Thank you.